Hello, welcome everybody. This is Racingbrah Nick. I'm very happy to see you back on my channel. I decided to go a little bit different way with my videos, and now I'm going to explain you why. As probably some of you know, I started to participate in a private championship, and I spent some awesome time with these guys. They are great, but somehow it just turned out to be not very nice for my driving and for my goals, because I really wanted to become faster and to be in the top lobby, so to say, and to fight with very fast guys. This is my goal. This is what I really want to achieve. And somehow I started unfortunately losing my pace with this championship, because I was spending a huge amount of time on making videos, which is not easy at all to make videos for everyone, not only from my perspective. And also I was spending quite a lot of time practicing the races, and of course, unfortunately, the races are not very clean there, and very often I would be very frustrated about the fact that I spent so much time preparing and then just to be killed in some of the first corners. So I decided to concentrate myself from now on FIA, and this is the first race after quite some time I didn't drive any FIAs, any manufacturers, or any Nation Cup League. So here we go. This is the first quick lap around Red Bull Ring. We're driving a Mercedes. I signed the contract with Mercedes. I just wanted to be on the safe side, so to say, because these cars are very comfortable to drive, and as some of you know, it's quite new for me to use a steering wheel, because previously I was using controller, and now finally I got to driver rating A. And now it's much more difficult for me to compete with these guys, and especially on the steering wheel. But lately I have been feeling much better, and I enjoy myself quite a lot. So I am trying to be as serious as possible, and I'm going to be with this series of FIA manufacturers as serious as possible. So for this race, which was, if I'm not mistaken, a Wednesday, I started practicing on Saturday. I have never done anything like this, and on the empty tank, I managed to do 1:34.9, which is like less than 1 second from top 10, and this is for now is my goal. Now we were able to show 1:36.3, which is relatively slow, but as we see, I'm on the second position for now. We are going for our second try, and we have only one guy in front of us, one Spaniard on F-type Jaguar, one German guy behind us, 4 tenths down, and I was pretty happy to see this result, because I spent some 40 to 60 laps probably practicing here. So now the tanks are a little bit more empty. We got a new set of softs, and we are ready to try be a little bit faster than on the first lap. The first one was relatively calm, so to say. I just wanted to set a lap time, and then see what do I have to do according to where we find ourselves on the grid. The same Austrian guy serves his penalty for second time here. I think I saw him already previously. I think his quali didn't go really smoothly. So we are towards the end of the lap, as we see the time remaining is not enough for us to change the tires. It's already a little bit too late if like in case this lap doesn't go really nice, but it was relatively okay. We are up just a little bit. It was already a little bit better, but now there is another Spaniard on the first position and we are 2.5 tenths down. So I just decided to finish this lap accurately and try to give it absolutely all on the second lap. It's 36.1 and we are missing 0.5 of a second to get our pole position. Our tires are not in the perfect condition, but we have less and less fuel every lap. So I decided to give it absolutely all in this lap, and if I make a mistake, then okay, fine, I will be second and it's not such a big deal. But of course, like feeling that it's possible to get the pole position, of course I wanted to go for this. And after first sector we see that we are 1 and a little bit 10 up. So it was a good news. We are already in front. Of course the other guys, they also can make their laps faster, but at this moment I just wanted to do the fastest lap possible. This is probably the most difficult sector for the tire wear. Like at the moment we are not already in the freshest tire, so this is why the second one is not the best for this situation. But we managed to go 2.5 tenths up again, and now it's just one corner left. We are going through it nicely, and we are going to look at the final time, which is 1:36.0, and this is enough for us to be on the pole position for this race. I was very happy that I'm going to lead this race from the very beginning. Here you can see all the guys, all the participants. I thought that it's going to be more difficult, so to say, because some of the guys, they were SS rated guys, some of them were AS rated drivers. So I was very happy about the result, like the result of the quali, of course. Now we are going to see the race, which was a little bit weird, but overall I have to say I was pretty happy about what happened. It was a very nice experience as well, and it's new for me because this is the very first one after they changed the conditions and the rules with all the tire thing, and like the races became longer. So it was very first one for me. So I just wanted to be as calm as possible because the race is really long. It's 17 laps. It's almost 30 minutes race. We go happily through the first corner and we are 6 tenths in front. But unfortunately for me, in the second corner, this thing is happening. Spanish guy who was on the second position kicks me badly, and of course I lose the momentum, and like all the guys are already in front. So I'm at the moment I'm P5. There is another one who is going to hunt me, a German guy on the same Mercedes. This moment I became really upset because like after the first one I managed to hold it, but after this episode where my German fellow didn't leave me any space, this was kind of annoying for me this moment, and I started losing it. I felt really frustrated. So it's P6 by the end of the lap 1, and unfortunately these situations, they are not just loss of time, it's also loss of tires. This is tire wear problem as well, because you slide and you destroy the tires, and this is what I didn't want to have at all, and they were as well dirty after this incident. So I'm trying to hold the guy from behind who is driving a Citroen from Turkey. I was trying to fight with the guy behind first, and then to concentrate on what is going on in front of me. As you can see, I am driving medium tires front and hard rear tires. So you understand the trick. You don't get to stop 2 times, because I had to stop. I had to use all the compounds of tires: soft, medium, and hard without super soft. So this is a little trick. If you don't know, in this situation you can use 2 compounds at the same time and avoid 1 pit stop. The guy in front, the Russian guy, he is sliding quite a lot, and when I saw the replay, he was literally killing his tires, and of course it affected his race quite badly. But for now, I have these guys in front of me fighting the German guy, who upset me a little bit 1 lap before, and the Russian guy, who is just right in front of us. They are fighting, and I cannot wait to find a moment to pass them, because first 2 guys, as you can see, they are pulling away, and I'm not happy about this at all. So this is the chance for us to go. I move right, the German guy gets his penalty for the last corner, and we are 3 wide for the first corner, and the German guy wisely goes back, and the Russian guy just doesn't react at all that I'm there, and he kills me before the apex, and he goes wide, and I receive my penalty for this. I couldn't believe my bad luck at this moment. This was literally unbelievable. I'm getting passed by the Turkish guy that I was trying to hold back, and on my right is the German guy who had already the accident on the lap 1. I have no idea how we managed to go through this corner 3 wide, but I don't know, somehow we managed. The Turkish guy was a little bit behind. Probably he saw that both of us are going to serve the penalty, and there is no reason to fight. So we served the penalty, and we were P10 by the lap 3, and I cannot believe. I literally couldn't believe what is going on. I was very, very frustrated. The first guys, they were just already so far away, and they were both together working in the slipstream of each other. So probably some of them, I don't know, just very, very hard to tell you about the emotions that I had. But the bright side is the race is going to be a little bit more entertaining, because I'm going to have some passes here and there. Now we're P9 after passing a British guy and his Megane. And now this is the time to fight another British guy who is driving a Peugeot. It's a very nice place actually to overtake, especially if you push, if you are right behind your opponents here. This happened to me a couple of times. My opponents were making mistakes in this corner, actually, as well as I did a couple of mistakes there. And it's a very nice corner to get your move done. So I'm going a little bit wide here, but the guys behind, they are fighting for the 9th position. Here in front of me is the Russian guy, who is now position 7 after serving his penalty, after what happened between us. And I was already kind of afraid, because there was still the Spanish guy behind me somewhere on P11 who kicked me in the first lap. Then the German guy who pushed me a little bit wide, then the Russian guy who's right in front of us, who didn't seem to care that we exist, and I was a little bit afraid on like making any moves here. Although here I just looked a little bit inside, and as we can see, he actually left the space there in case we go there. So I probably would believe that this accident was just a mistake. He didn't see me. He didn't want to have the contact on purpose. So at this moment, we are trying to somehow to pass this guy, because I'm running really low on time, and by the end of the race you will see what would happen if I wouldn't have made all these mistakes. I wouldn't have to serve this 3 seconds penalty. As you can see, the Russian goes wide, and he loses this position to me, and I believe he's going to lose the position to the guy behind me as well a little bit later. So I was catching up with the guys in front of us. This is the Austrian guy who served his 2 penalties during the qualifying, then the German guy, then another German guy, and then top 3, which is one Spanish guy, one guy from Croatia, and our Turkish fellow. So as we see, one of the guys in front is going to serve his penalty, half-second penalty, and probably we are going to pass him. The exit on this corner, after this corner, was kind of poor of all the guys in front, and I managed to stay with them very closely. And I was already ready to attack in this sector, and as you can see, the guys in front, they are holding very nice their line, and there is no chance for me for now to pass. It's already lap 6, and our tires are getting older and older, and it's much more difficult yet now to be in the pace. As you can see, the pace is around 38 something. In case everything is fine, as you can see, there is another lap of 1:42. It was probably the lap of the 3-second penalty. For me, 2 guys are in the boxes right now. One of them, the Turkish guy, wearing the soft tires on his first stint, and another one is in mediums. He was in mediums. So the Turkish guy with softs, it means that he is going to pit 2 times at least, or he's going to be on his last stint on a hard tire, which is of course good news for me, because we are going to fight with them towards the end of the race. Here we managed to pass the Austrian fellow driving BMW, using the wide trajectory in this corner, and we pass him, and now we are 3rd. It's 7 and something seconds to Jaguar in the first position, and right after I made this pass, I lost a little bit the car in the turn 2. No, it's turn 3. In turn 3, although officially it's turn 4, I think we lost a little bit the rear end, and unfortunately we went to the sand. And this is another mistake of ours, which of course compromised our race in the future after everything that happened in the very beginning. So I'm not fighting really hard the Spaniard, who was a race leader before the pit stop, and this is the guy who is going to fight for the win, and we are going to fight for the win with them. At this point I wasn't sure what is going on with his strategy, and I just didn't want to fight him because I didn't want to spend any time. I wanted to use him as a taxi to go to the first 2 guys, and of course he was, as you can see, he was faster, so no reason for me in this situation to hold him down. Here he goes for the move. I make another mistake because the tires are not anymore as fresh as they were. The Austrian guys makes a mistake and gives us the P3. It's very nice to be again back somewhere up there in P3. It's very cool. It like some of the frustration went away, although the Croatian guy is right behind us. He's after his pit stop, and he seems to be pretty fast. Spaniard is already P1 and he's pulling away. Second one is German guy. I believe he's doing the same strategy as we do. It's a combination of medium and hard tire, and then the last stint probably is going to be softs, or I'm not sure actually. I saw the replay. Maybe he was wearing at this point softs and mediums. So he makes here a little mistake. We wanted to go through, but the exit was pretty okay from his side, and he managed to keep the second position. I don't know actually how good this strategy is to hold. Yeah, of course, to hold others is a good thing for you, especially if you go for such a strategy. But at the same time, wasn't he losing some time? I don't know. Maybe it would be faster to let me go, for example, or let us go, and then to try to follow us and save some time on the straight lines. So now he's in a pit stop. He's in the boxes, and Croatian guy is right behind us. He is going to pass. Obviously, my tires are already almost dead. I wanted to make another lap because I remember doing a simulation of the race. 6 laps, it's quite a lot for soft tires, and I thought that maybe 7 is going to be like, I'm going to be really very slow in the last lap, so I wanted to do some extra. You're welcome, buddy. It was a nice moment because I didn't fight much against him. I wanted to use him as well as a taxi to be a little bit faster on the straight lines and to follow him. Maybe he would help me a little bit to be a little bit closer to P1 because there is going to be a fight. So I let him pass. He was thankful, and I was really happy that he didn't do any stupid moves before that, because it would have been probably very costly, as it happened to be for me and the Spaniard who started on the second position on the Dodge Viper. So it's lap 10, and I thought maybe I should go, and yeah, I was right at this point that I had to box in this moment. I got the penalty, half-second penalty, because I went too wide, because the tires are bad and like everything all together, and I thought that I made a mistake because like we have way less fuel, and I tried the softs, and at this point I thought like, oh my god, I tried the softs but with a full tank. 6 laps was kind of difficult, but half tank, less than a half tank, probably my softs would be way happier than when I did the simulation. The guy behind, the British guy on Renault Megane, is right behind us already, and we are going to dive into the boxes. We go there, we change to the softs. I literally couldn't wait more to get the normal tires, because this hard medium combination, it was so poor. I felt so bad. I have no idea actually how they did this 136.3. So then I started to think, like, if they managed to do 136.3 in the beginning of the race, the fuel, full tanks, so this guy was definitely wearing the softs. So I'm going to have some really nice chance. As you can see here, I unfortunately I overshoot the corner just a little bit. I managed to avoid the contact, but this guy, I'm not saying that he had to, but it would be of course nice if he left just a little bit more space because I almost cut the corner because there was literally nowhere to go for me. The guys behind are fighting. I just saw the radar that they almost killed me in this corner, and during the race I saw this too. And now after our pit, we're lap 12 and we are behind the German guy who I already knew that it's going to be very hard to pass him because he's fighting for every single millimeter of the track. And of course he's driving also a Mercedes, and of course he's also wearing the German flag. So yeah, he is definitely going to fight, I thought, especially after the moment in the first lap. The Spanish guy and the Viper, he's 1.5 seconds behind, and we're 16 seconds down from the lead. So I just hope at this point that the guys in front are going to pit and they are going to wear hard compound of tires. This would give me some chances to fight. And at this moment, something really crazy happened at this moment, because he just let me go, and I couldn't believe my happiness at this moment, because this was probably a good decision from his side, and of course it was good news for me, because I didn't want to spend my tires, because it's, yeah, you know, like driving behind, it's dirty air and everything. So it was a very nice thing of our German colleague, and he's now already 2.5 seconds down. These are two guys who just came out of the pit lane, and just I'm passing the Croatian guy. Couldn't believe my happiness at this moment, and it was just 1 second. We were 1 second behind the leader at this point. So thanks for the fair driving from the Croatian guy. We pass him and then we go for a hunt. It's just 1.6 behind the Spaniard, and I thought we are going to fight for the win. It's 2.5 laps left, and we are starting the pursuit. And as I saw, and maybe just a half of a lap, I figured immediately out that the Croatian guy, he's on the hard compound of tire, and he's not managing to keep up with me. And the same story with me, I cannot keep up with the Spanish guy in front. And this is the way it's going to end, probably. I was giving my best. I was trying as hard as possible. I was braking everywhere as late as possible, doing everything I can. I managed to stay within this 2 seconds gap almost until the end of the race, but of course I couldn't get any closer to the Spaniard, because as you see, my softs are not fresh anymore, and his were just two laps old. So at this point I already knew what is going to happen. I'm going to finish second, and started to remember all the mistakes that happened in the race. So this is what I take for me to the next race, which is going to be, by the way, already very soon. It's a Saturday. So I guess it's going to be tomorrow, or maybe for you it's going to be already today. I'm recording this on Friday. So anyways, this is it. It's 2.5 seconds, and we're not catching the guy. And I'm taking from this race with me only the thought that you have to be careful with the situations. The races are long. Don't forget about this, and try to keep it clean. And maybe next time we will be able to get the win. So anyway, we have some nice chat with the guys. I tell the Spanish guy who apologized for what happened. I said, shit happens, it's okay. I added a couple of nice guys, and we were we were happy this evening. It was a very nice fight. So as you can see, we're almost 40,000 points, which is a record for me using the steering wheel. I was there already around 40,000 with my controller, but now I believe we're going to get more and more points. Thank you very much for watching, and hope to see you very soon again on my channel. Don't forget to subscribe. See you around. Bye.